Hello everybody and welcome to our pilot podcast of Your Story, Our Sport. If you don't know already, my name's Sally Price and I'm the commercial manager here at Swindon Wildcats Ice Hockey Club. And today we have a very special guest joining us, John Lewis from JR Mindset. Welcome, John.
Well, thank you very much, Sally. It's lovely to be here with you in the lovely room you've created and designed.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
So for those of you that don't know, we've just refurbished our VIP areas ready for the new season. And John and I are meeting today in our fabulous Legends Lounge and loving the surroundings so far.
Yeah. And I've sat in front of one legend, Miss Sally Price.
What a great start. Thank you very much, John. Much appreciated. So, yeah, we're going to get to know John a little bit today. I think it's really important for our listeners to get to know all our sponsors, you know, who they are, what they do and what they're about. And John is a perfect example of a fantastic sponsor. We've worked really closely together over the last 3 years, and John just gets more involved every year with the team, which is brilliant. So, John, tell us a little bit about your experiences with the Swindon Wildcats so far and a bit about your sponsorship.
Okay, certainly will, Sal. So I think it was an odd time for me to become a sponsor, just purely because I started back in 2019, the April. So I came on board just before the season started. And fantastic, built a brilliant relationship with you, and we were doing some great kind of brand awareness for my business leading into the season. Did some work with Aaron and the boys at the start of the 2019 season, which never got completed because of the obvious thing that happened to the world, Sal.
Don't say it, John. Don't say it out loud.
I never say the word. I think from that point of view, Sal, none of us knew where we were with anything, whether, you know, in our business and, you know, what was happening with our life. It's just been an unprecedented time. And I think my experience with the Wildcats at that point was the contact we still had with each other. You know, the hockey finished and we didn't know if it was going to start or when it was going to start again. But you were constantly keeping the channels open, Sal. Okay, you know, what can we be doing? What is there any promotional stuff you're doing? Is there anything you're doing that we can advertise through our channels? So I think my experience with the Wildcats and you personally, Sal, has been fantastic. Because again, when I signed up, it was, you know, for you know, what I could offer the team in regards to what I do. Also brand awareness. But from the point of view of how you've kind of supported me as a sponsor, it's been brilliant. It's been a brilliant experience.
And just for the record, I did not pay John to say that.
She hands me a £50, a £49 note.
I don't do notes, John. I can't remember the last time I had a note in my wallet.
She hands me 25 pence.
But no, that's really, really great to hear. And, you know, amazing for us. I think with anything and any of the partnerships that we have here with Swindon Wildcats, I always say, you can advertise anywhere, and advertising's advertising. You put your brand up, you hope for the best, and, you know, see what happens. A sponsorship, for me, is a partnership, you know, where both sides, you know, support one another in every way that they possibly can. So it's not just about helping one company grow. It's about what can we do to help each other. And I think, like I said, you're a perfect example of that, John, because you do everything that you can to support our team as well, which is incredible.
I think from your point of view as well, the fact you supported me professionally through this pandemic, you know, while you were probably as a club not knowing what was going on, you as a commercial manager didn't know what was going on. I think it was important that we supported each other, because then obviously now post pandemic, fingers crossed, you know, it was a no-brainer for me to kind of be sat here with you now, signing to become a sponsor again.
Oh, that's great.
You know, it's great, yeah.
It's good to have you on board, John. I couldn't quite imagine it without you now.
You are 100% right, Sally. It's great to have me on.
I think everybody would agree. Well, I'm glad you still feel that even we've had a couple of ropey years, but you're still getting the value, which is fantastic. How has the growth of the company come on since being with the Wildcats?
Yeah, the growth of the company has come on fantastically. Like I said, we had this crisis in the middle of it, but the business still excelled through it. Again, when we speak about what I actually do, I think it will become more apparent. But I think the growth, because of what you as the Wildcats have done, helped me, because it kept my brand awareness going through the pandemic, so it wasn't like I was like at a start again.
Yeah,
you know, because we didn't know when we were going to start
No,
again. You know,
of course we didn't.
It's been a funny time. Is that the right funny time?
Funny.
I'll use the word funny time.
I like the way you controlled the funny.
Funny,
there.
yeah. There's a few other things I could have said, but again, we didn't know what was going on. You know, personally as a business, I didn't know what was going on, like the rest of the world, Sal.
Yeah.
You know, so I think for you guys, helping me with brand awareness, again, as I said earlier, you staying in contact with me, how can we support you? Is there anything you're doing so we can put it on our social media channels? You know, we were still meeting for coffee, socially distanced, of course, Sal.
Absolutely.
Socially distanced, of course.
Masks and everything.
Marigolds, shin pads, crash helmets, the whole lot.
We just borrowed some goalie gear, didn't we? Padded it out.
Exactly. But
So,
again, I just on that, I just think, you know, because of the relationship I have with the Wildcats, you know, you were able to keep my brand alive through the pandemic.
I like that. You kept my brand alive.
Brand alive.
I'm taking that with me to the grave, I'll tell you.
Brand alive with Sally Price. There's another podcast, Brand Alive.
Yeah, maybe not, but you never know what could happen if we have a slow month. Okay, John, so audience in suspense now. Why don't you tell us exactly what JL Mindset Performance is?
Wow.
Who you are, what do you do?
So who am I? So I am a father of two, if you're interested, married to Hayley, who keeps me in check, I'd like to say. Personally, they're my world, they're my rock, they're everything. I wake up in the morning and, you know, it's for them that I want to share the experiences I do. Like if I come to the Wildcats, I want the children to be a part of it. You know, the wife, I bring her along. She's, you know, sometimes I can't be bothered, so she just stays at home. But professionally, so, you know, there's a lot of kind of different areas to what I do, Sal. Predominantly, it's coaching, not in a sense of physical side, but kind of the mental side. So, you know, I'm a mental performance coach for sports teams. I'm a life coach to some people, you know, performance coach to some businesses. So there's a lot of areas what I do. So I'm an NLP master practitioner, so I have a lot of kind of tools and techniques to help people overcome mental obstacles that are stopping them from reaching their potential, reaching their goal. You know, couple that with the coaching. It's like a massive, it's a powerful tool. I like to think I have to help people to get the better out of themselves individually, but with sports teams. So I work with sports teams on one-to-one basis, but also, you know, deliver group coaching to help with the leadership, to help with, you know, belief in the team, to help with confidence in the team, help them kind of structure the mental side that sometimes gets lost because we get so focused on the physical side. You know, to improve, I just need to be outdoors kicking a ball all day long. But sometimes it's the small differences in how we're thinking that make the biggest difference. You know, mindset is everything, Sal. I live by the mantra, mindset is everything. Get the mind right, the body will follow.
Yeah. And you've been doing training courses as well, haven't you? And haven't you been running those over the last 2 years through the crazy period as well?
Yeah, I have, Sal. So again, you know, I'm a first aid for mental health trainer, delivering training courses.
Great.
Qualified pre-pandemic, so I was all geared up to do face-to-face training courses. Same with the coaching. You know, I came into this because I love, like we're doing here, Sal. I love sitting with people. I love feeling that energy. I love looking at people in 3D. You know, I love to I would say feel the warmth, but it's blimmin' cold in this room. You know, for me, you couldn't beat that. It was being with people, but because of the pandemic, obviously, again, I said earlier, through business, it was a case of, okay, so this is what I've been dealt with. How do I diversify? So naturally, for the business sense, I went online. Delivering the first aid for mental health training courses, which has been fantastic. Deliver them one-to-one with people, but also for small businesses in a group session. Same as the coaching. You know, the diversifying that online. So, you know, you can read a wider audience in that sense, which is something I never considered pre-pandemic. So it kind of excelled the business. And also because of the struggles some people were having through the pandemic, I was working with people around their mental health. You know, their struggles, their anxieties, the low moods, the depression, you know. So I was, you know, I don't want to say added an extra string to my bow, but it was a case of, okay, you know, I've got these skills, I've, you know, highly trained over the last few years to get the qualifications, you know, to become an accredited coach, but it means I can work with a variety of people just to help them think in a way that is more beneficial to them rather than hindering them, whether that's in sport, business, life, or because they're just struggling day to day because their thought process isn't working well for them.
Well, John, whatever you've been doing is clearly working because, like you said, the business growth has been incredible. Every networking event I've ever been to, there is someone there that knows your name. Everybody knows John Lewis, and I don't mean John Lewis.
The store. Yeah, you're getting it wrong. Never, was it never unknowingly sold? Isn't it? That's the tagline. So help me out.
Something like that. Yeah. But at least you know nobody will ever forget your name.
Well, maybe that could be a blessing, but people have actually, when I've answered the phone before, people have said, "Oh, I've contacted John Lewis, thinking it's the store." Sorry, we're after John. Yeah, this is John Lewis, and you probably on the podcast here, I got quite a high-pitched voice. So people phone me as well. Can I speak to your dad, please?
Do you know, the first time that I had an email from you and it said John Lewis, it threw me right off. I think I went next door and told somebody in the office, I've had an email from John Lewis.
Yeah.
I said, is that John Lewis the store? You know, how do I go about this? But no, it's just John Boy.
Just John Boy.
Yeah.
There's another podcast, Just John Boy.
Just John Boy.
So you should have seen Sally's face of disappointment when she thought John Lewis was going to be sponsoring the Wildcats and little me turns up. Hello there, Sal.
It was disappointing for the first 5 minutes, but when I got to know you, John, it was all good.
When I bought you coffee, it was okay.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Oh, it's always worth the free coffee. You can't go wrong there.
No.
Well, John, it's been great, actually, even for me to hear a little bit more about what you do. There's just so much. And I just want to add, before we wrap things up for today, is that John has actually worked privately with the Swindon Wildcats team back in 2019 when he did some work with head coach Aaron Now, you know, just to get the guys ready for the season. I can't say personally if I think that worked or not, but we had a very good season that year. So I'd like to think that John definitely had a positive, impact on the team. And there will be definitely something in the pipeline for this season. Hopefully once Aaron and the team are more settled into the new season, John can do some sessions with them, you know, just to see where the team's at and see if we can get even more out of them. But it's looking like it's going to be a good season, John. So I hope to see you at loads of games moving forward.
I will see you at loads of games moving forward, yes.
And I really appreciate you being my pilot.
Pirate!
My pilot. Arr. Yeah, I had to talk him out of calling it a pirate run.
A pirate run.
It's definitely a pilot. But, you know, so John, JR Mindset, thank you again. Lovely to speak to you. And thank you, everybody. We hope you enjoyed listening today.
We're not going to sing?
No, we are not singing. We are not singing. Maybe next time. Tune in for our next one at Your Story, Our Sport by Sally Price. Take care, everybody.
Well done, Sal. Thank you, guys. Take care.